Hi, I'm Barri Ghai, and here are 10 creepy ghost facts you probably didn't know, so let's jump straight in. The most commonly reported ghost sighting worldwide isn't a full-bodied apparition at all. It's actually a shadow figure, dark, silent, and usually seen just at the edge of your peripheral vision. These figures don't have clear features or faces. They often appear more like solid darkness, darker than the surrounding shadows, often flickering or darting across a hallway, doorway, or corner of a room. What makes them so intriguing is that people across different cultures and countries describe them almost identically. Some investigators believe that shadow figures represent early stage manifestations, spirits attempting to form but lacking the energy to fully show themselves. Others think they're remnants of past events, moving through a location without awareness of us at all. And then there are theories suggesting they may be a completely separate type of entity, not human and operating on a different energetic frequency. I personally believe in the latter. What's consistent though is that these sightings happen fast. Most people only catch sight of them for a split second, a dark shape passing behind furniture, crossing a doorway, or standing still for just long enough to make your heart skip. They're elusive, unsettling, and leave you questioning whether you actually saw something or whether something was watching you from the shadows. Why do ghosts walk through walls? Well, my theory is that many hauntings are residual echoes of the past, impressions left behind by people who once lived, worked, or moved through a building long before it was altered or refurbished. These residual spirits don't see the structure as it is today. They follow the original layout of the space. Old doorways, former corridors, staircases that were removed decades ago, or walls that once led somewhere but no longer exist. To us, it looks like a ghost is walking straight through a solid brick wall, but to them, they're simply moving through a doorway that may have been gone for hundreds of years. It's a haunting trapped in time, a loop playing back over and over again, unaffected by modern renovations. This theory helps to explain why some apparitions appear to float above or sink below the floor level. Buildings settle, floors get raised, foundations change, but the residual imprint stays fixed to the height of the structure of the original architecture. So when people report a figure drifting through a wall or gliding across a room, what they actually might be witnessing is a moment in time. The past still imprinted on the space, replaying exactly as it once happened, even though the building around it has since changed. Fact number 3. Ghosts and spirits are not the same thing. A ghost is usually an apparition, a visible echo of someone who once lived, a kind of imprint left behind by their energy. Ghosts are often tied to a specific location, linked to emotional trauma, fear, grief, or even unfinished business. They're like snapshots in time, repeating the same moment over and over again without real awareness. I believe ghosts are impressions, recordings trapped in the environment. Under the right conditions and for the right people, these impressions can be seen, heard, or even felt, but because they aren't consciously aware in the way we are, ghosts should not be able to interact with the living. Fact number 4. Inexplicable cold spots. Have you ever suddenly felt an unexplainable cold chill or walked through a pocket of cold air? Well, many paranormal researchers believe that spirits are able to draw molecular heat energy from the environment around them. When this happens, the temperature in one small area can suddenly drop, creating a sharp, localized cold spot that investigators and witnesses often report. What's fascinating is that these temperature drops aren't gradual, they're almost instant. One moment the room feels normal, and the next it's as if you've walked into an invisible pocket of icy air. Thermal cameras sometimes capture these anomalies as cold patches that don't match the rest of the surrounding environment. The theory is that spirits use this heat energy to help them manifest, move objects, manipulate equipment, or interact with us in subtle ways, like producing a whisper, a touch, or even a faint shadow. In other words, a cold spot may not just be a temperature change. It might be the physical side effect of a spirit trying to show itself or communicate with you. So when you suddenly feel the air shift, the hairs rise on your arms, or a pocket of freezing cold air seems to wrap around you, take a moment and look around. It may be something or someone using that energy to step a little closer into our world. Fact number 5. Mirrors are often linked to hauntings because they reflect more than just light. In folklore, Mirrors were once covered up during funerals to prevent spirits becoming trapped inside. Many believe they can act as portals, places where spiritual energy gathers, distorts, and sometimes bleeds through into our world. One of the most unsettling modern examples comes from Milton Keynes here in the UK. Back in 2013, a couple purchased an antique mirror and almost immediately began experiencing strange activity. They reported waking up with deep scratches on their body, sudden cold spots around the mirror, and intense nightmares of someone watching them from inside the glass. They even claimed to see a dark figure staring back at them, not from behind them, but within the reflection itself. The activity got so disturbing that they eventually abandoned the mirror outside with a note warning others it was cursed. Stories like this make you question what mirrors really do. Because when you stand in front of one, are you only seeing your own reflection? Or is it something or someone in the glass quietly watching you? Fact number 6. Dogs and cats can see ghosts and spirits. They have a much wider spectrum of sight and hearing compared to humans, and that alone makes them far more sensitive to subtle movements, vibrations, and frequencies that we simply can't detect. Animals can pick up ultraviolet light, tiny shifts in the air, and extremely high-pitched sounds that sit way beyond human hearing. From a paranormal perspective, many investigators believe that this heightened awareness allows pets to see energetic changes in a room long before we ever notice anything. It's why you'll often see a dog suddenly lift its head and stare into a corner, or a cat track something invisible across the ceiling with its eyes. They might even growl at empty doorways, follow something moving that isn't there, or refuse to enter a specific room. Are they seeing a spirit? We can't prove it, but countless reports from pet owners and investigators suggest that animals react to the presence of something unseen far more often than we realise. And when a pet freezes, stares, or starts acting strangely, it makes you wonder what or who they're seeing that we can't. The word poltergeist is a German word that literally means noisy ghost, but it doesn't just describe any haunting. It refers specifically to cases involving loud disturbances, objects moving on their own, and unexplained physical activity. The first ever recorded poltergeist case dates all the way back to 856 AD in a small town called Bingen in Germany. According to historical accounts, a farmhouse was repeatedly attacked by an unseen force that hurled stones, smashed belongings, and violently shook the building. This activity went on for months and remains one of the earliest and most fascinating examples of a true poltergeist outbreak. What's interesting is that many modern poltergeist cases still share the same characteristics, such as sudden loud bangs, objects thrown across rooms, and chaotic, unpredictable energy. Even after more than 1,000 years, the pattern hasn't changed. Did you know that roughly 1 in 3 people in England say they believe in ghosts or spirits? And in the United States, that figure rises to almost 42% of the entire population. That's around 145 million people. What's truly fascinating is that most of these beliefs aren't based on folklore or superstition. They come from personal experiences, unexplained noises, sightings, shadows, or moments people simply can't rationalize. It shows that belief in the paranormal isn't rare at all. In fact, millions of ordinary people feel they've encountered something beyond our world. Statistically, certain professions report far more paranormal encounters than any other. Healthcare workers, night shift cleaners, hotel staff, security guards, and police consistently top the list. These people work in emotionally charged locations, often alone and often at night. The perfect conditions for both intelligent and residual paranormal activity. It's amazing how many cases come from ordinary people doing extraordinary jobs. Fact number 10. So who's most likely to see a ghost? Well, research suggests it's women between the ages of 25 and 34. Younger women are more likely to believe in the paranormal than men, and those who already feel they've experienced something unexplained are far more likely to say that they've actually seen a spirit or ghost. What's even more unsettling is that this belief rarely exists in isolation. People open to the paranormal often believe in multiple phenomena, including the existence of ghosts, UFOs, cryptids, elementals, and psychic experiences. And once you've had one unexplained experience, you're far more likely to notice the next, which raises a very chilling question. Are some people more open to seeing what the rest of us miss? I'm Barri Ghai, and those were 10 creepy ghost facts you probably didn't know, but now you won't forget. If you want a part 2, let me know in the comments below and tell me which fact freaked you out the most. Thanks for watching, and bring on the ghosts.